Hi everyone, this is going to be another in my series of Beatles updates, new stuff that I've gotten, and I only have 3 items here today, but one of them is going to take quite some time, I think, to show you everything in it. And this is a Paul McCartney update, really, because there's only 3 items here from Paul. But I got something that's not Beatles related at all to throw in here just for fun. Alright, recently I went to my record store, and there was a guy that had just come in, and he was selling some things to the store owner, and one of them was this. It's the Monkees playing cards from 1966, which I'd never heard of before. So I thought this was kind of an interesting item, you know. And my store owner bought about I don't know, three packs of these or something. Well, one of them was kind of messed up. The box wasn't in really great shape. So he decided to sell these for the ones that were nice looking. Some of them were really minty. The minty ones he was going to sell for $35 or so. And the one that I wound up getting, that was, the box was a little, you know, knocked around a little bit, was 20 bucks. So, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. It was a nice piece of memorabilia, so I went ahead and got it. And then what happened was, right after that, I took a ride with my car down to another record store that's about 10 minutes away, kind of like in the path. And when I got there, I had found out that this guy who had these Monkees playing cards had already been there. And he sold cards, decks of cards, to this other guy. But this guy was only selling them for $6.99. So, and they were in better condition. So I bought this one, the one I'm holding in my hand. By the way, you got the cartoon of the Monkees there and the serious monkey picture there. What happens is, so for $6.99 I bought a nicer box, right? And, you know, I don't usually like to do this. I don't like to go back to the other guy and say, hey, give me my money back or something like that. But what I decided to do was, I had returned to my other record store, the first one, and I told him the situation, you know. I told him this guy's, you know, got this stuff a lot cheaper. I said, can I return mine to you and give me $20 store credit? I'll buy something else. I didn't want to take the $20 back. I just didn't need 2 decks of cards. So he was, you know, he was nice enough to do that. You know, he went ahead and took back the crummy looking deck and gave me $20 credit, of which I bought a really nice album. It's not Beatles related. I'll show you that in another Record Finds video. Alright, well anyway, I figure this will help pad out the video a little bit more too, if anybody that wants to see it. I mean, you got, like, here's the Joker. You got the 4 Monkees there. We got Mike Nesmith. I mean, I can't show every card, right? But you get the general idea. There's the 8 of Hearts, Mickey Dolenz. So it's a nice deck of Monkees cards. And the backs of the cards have the Monkees, famous Monkees guitar emblem on them. So there's a little bit Monkey Mania for you. Okay, so now getting on to the Beatles related items. I got all of these from this second record store where I had gotten the Monkees cards from. This is a UK pressing. The Paul McCartney 12-inch live version of the song Birthday. I'm guessing from 1990. I really haven't looked. Birthday, yeah, from June 1990. Then you also have Good Day Sunshine live from December of 89. And the B-side has P.S. Love Me Do, which I really think stinks. I mean, you know, I'm not a fan of P.S. Love Me Do. Crazy. One of the worst things Paul did, in my opinion. And a live version of Let 'Em In from the Tokyo Dome in 1990. There's the B-side. This wound up being free, by the way. You know, this record store has a policy where they give you a little card, and as you, there's a label, as you go into the store and buy things, every time they punch holes in the card, and when you get a certain amount and your card is full, you get to get $10 free. $10 off the purchase. So this was $9.99. This was $10, so this would wound up being free. Okay, now the next two items that I'm going to show are the cream of the crop for this batch. Now, Paul McCartney is going to be releasing any month now his next two archives albums. You know, he's been redoing his catalog and putting them in deluxe CD and vinyl editions and a lot of extras and bells and whistles. And he's going to be doing the Venus and Mars album and Wings at the Speed of Sound. That's now due to come out. I think the date is November 4th. They pushed it back, which is okay with me. You know, I've got enough stuff to buy as it is. But here's two volumes from that series that I ever had. First one is the first one that was released, Band on the Run. This is one that I had just never gotten. It was just too expensive. You know, these things are crazy. These things are like over $100. I mean, right? This is like $100 and something, but I can't spend that on these. I mean, I just won't. Not a matter of can't even. I mean, I can, if I can save for it, I can get it, but I won't spend that kind of money on these. My price for these is no more than $60, and I got this for a lot less than that. You know, this, if you wait long enough, I don't know how many years this is. I mean, this came out in, gee, I can't find the year on it, but I don't know, 3-4 years ago, something like that, and I waited it out and I got it. Well, anyway, the only thing is, you know, on the back, these sheets are meant to come off, and most of them just come right off. This one is really heavily glued on here, and I'm kind of upset about that. It's gonna leave a lot of residue. But anyway, the idea is that in the back you have, here's the CDs. You get, you know, the CD of the album, and without looking at everything, here's the album. This is a bonus audio disc which has extra audio stuff on here and songs. Then you get an audio, a documentary, and then a film, making of the album or whatever. And the real appeal for these to me has always been the book stuff, the stuff that is inside for the most part. And the glare is not doing me any favors today, so excuse me. The making of the album, history of everything. This was the first, as I say, in this archives series, the Paul McCartney archives. And I just waited for it to go down. Sometimes if you wait long enough, you get there. So I was glad to be able to get this, but not even half as glad as I was to get the next one. One of the more recent things that came out on this series, and I say recent, this is 2012, is the Ram box set. Look how thick that is. This is now considered McCartney's best album. A lot of people love this thing, Ram. And it's my favorite McCartney album. And it's, as you know, I've had other volumes in here of this size. Look at the difference in the thickness. You can see. So this one is like triple the size. And this thing, I gotta tell you, this came out in 2012, I believe, and this is a low number. Everybody like numbers? I got 08193. 08193, that's a pretty low number. Boy, if you get in the 8,000s, you're lucky, right? But I passed on this because, man, this thing was $200. I mean, come on. Paul, we're not millionaires, okay? I mean, I'll take this opportunity with this video to show you a couple of others real briefly that I have in this series. I mean, I got the McCartney 2. These are the thin ones, you know. McCartney album and McCartney 2. I managed to find these for you know, cheap. Well, cheap for as far as these are concerned. So I went ahead and got them. Hey, this one's in the 7,000, number 7,000 something. This one's number 15,000. But anyway, I was able to find them so cheaper. So I waited out. I mean, I'm not going to pay the prices they want for some of these. I mean, just no way. But this one, I can't tell you the price. I won't. But it was where, I mean, it was double digits, 200 way down into double digits, which is okay. It met my price, but I don't know how I'm going to show this. When you open this up, you want to talk about excess. I mean, I like a lot of extra things myself, but you want to talk about excessive. I mean, there's excessive stuff in here. Okay, stuff that even I don't really need, but I'm grateful to have. First, you have the book. You open it up and there's a book all about the Ram album. But what's interesting is even within the book, there's another book. So let's take this other book out. I mean, this has a lot of original paperwork and I guess copying the original paperwork, and no studio notes. Paul designing the album cover, making notes. Little notes for the Now Hear This radio introduction. There were some radio jingles, if you will, that were Paul made just to promote the record, and here's his notes. So I mean, this is really an exclusive thing. I mean everything. Exhaustive. I say exclusive. Exhaustive. Exhaustive. Look at that. I mean, just the front and back album covers. I hear an airplane going over. I mean, just a lot of nice pictures. But this isn't even the main book, you know. This isn't even the main book, folks. I like that Paul has a beard here. Now, I don't think Paul looked particularly good with a beard, but the whole idea is that at least the man looked different for a change. I mean, he always has the same look. You know, John Lennon went through so many different periods of looks. You know, I like Paul looking different. Ram. Let's go back to the main book. This is the main book here. And a lot of good photos, you know, picture singles, sleeves reproduced, publicity, advertising for Paul's new single, Another Day, and backed with Oh Woman, Oh Why. Love that single. I love Oh Woman, Oh Why, too. Especially. There's the cover. There's the tape reels. I mean, you want to see the reels of the tape, the actual album. I mean, the boxes, I guess, of the tape reels. I mean, this is how far this thing goes. I mean, you know. Oh, gun violence, Paul. Look at that. Jeez. Wow. Nice pictures. I mean, I could just show the whole book. Look at that. Paul conducting the orchestra. Yeah, so, I mean, this is really extensive and exhaustive. You get the idea. So that's the book. And as I said, you know, we have another book within the book. Then we got this thing, which is bizarre. I mean, special top secret, right? Envelope. And you got to undo these stringy things, which I've already done. But I'm doing it again for the sake of the video. You know. And in here are very thick photos. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like that one. And 5. Making of the Ram album. Really cool. But I mean, you know, the whole bit about, it's nice to have these, but I mean, you know, even you put them back in here in this envelope, you know, top secret envelope, folks, you know. And you could have a lot of fun playing with this silly thing, trying to put the silly string back. I guess that'll do it. Well, not really. When you're making a video, you don't want to spend too long on these mundane things, right? Anyway, alright, so that's that. Now, you know, I don't know what this is. This card offers you free access to the 24-bit blah 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 resolution audio download. I don't go through all that. It's a download card, whatever. I don't bother with that. And here's another one. The RAM Deluxe Edition comes with 1 year's free digital-only premium membership to PaulMcCartney.com. Okay, so I'll keep that here for the sake of completeness. Then you get this little thing here that says, A Small Book of Sheep. Photographs by Linda McCartney, 1970. And in this book, you get what it says. Pictures of Paul with the sheep, shearing sheep, and whatnot. And, you know, one of these became the album cover. And I think maybe the idea is to flip past these pictures like a movie. And it's hard to do it on camera, but I think that's the idea. It's like a movie. Alright. And if you haven't had enough, here's another item that comes in this thing, which is Paul's, you know, writing here, you know, and all the notes that he's taken. I really haven't had, you know, taken the time to peruse it. On the back, we got some more silly string to play with to open this up. I mean, you don't just open the envelope, right? No, you gotta play around with the silly string. And what do you get when you open up this little envelope? Reproductions of Paul McCartney's drawings and things, and just reproductions of all stuff that he wrote for the songs. Which is really, you know, cool to have. I mean, I haven't really read them, you know, in their entirety yet. But you look at this, for example. Open one of them up. It looks like an original piece of paper. It's all tatty, and it's got "Lady, Let's Eat at Home." He called the song "Eat at Home" from the Ram album. "Lady, Let's Eat at Home." He's got all the lyrics to the song, and you know, you got like reproducing the old looking stained paper, you know. I mean, really going all out with this. Now, I mean, is this a little excessive? I mean, you know, there's such a thing as too much of a good thing, you know. You know, just a lot of doodles, original Paul McCartney doodles, you know, reproductions of original Paul McCartney doodles. I think it's pretty cool, but I mean, I don't know if I needed all of this, you know. Anybody like the song Monkberry Moon Delight as much as I do? Love that song, and here it is. His notes for that, which is Fighting the Glare here. Monkberry, it says up here. And there's a picture he drew of, I guess, him and Linda sipping some Monkberry Moon Delight juice with the words. And you could like finally make out some of the lyrics here, if you, the ones you might not know. It's a really bizarre song and one of my favorites. Anyway, I'm not going to go through every one of them. I went through probably too many already, right? But then we're going to get to what should be, I guess, the main reason we're here, for the music, right? Just give me a second to put these back. And there are a lot of discs in here too. So I'm going to take care of that right now. And you can see in here, I mean, they have there's pockets for these. Little pockets where these things sit inside the box. Okay, now we take out the discs. Well, first thing I want to show you is something I watched yesterday. This is a DVD that comes with it. A DVD of, like it says, bonus film. And Paul was really cute in this, you know. I mean, really cute. I mean that in a sarcastic way. He talks about how he admits that, you know, the song "Too Many People" that was on the Ram album was aimed at John Lennon, and how he felt John was like, you know, preaching practices and kind of like, you know, telling people how they should live their lives. Yeah, Paul. So John's telling everybody how they should live their lives, Paul. Meanwhile, you're the guy that's around there telling everybody to go veggie, and on all your tours, jamming it down everybody's throat, you know, and catering the crew. Your crew on your tours only has veggie only, right? Yeah. John's the one just telling everybody to live their lives. You're not doing any of that, right? Hey, no more landmines with Heather Mills, right? Don't eat animals, right? Anyway. Oh, so there we go with that. Oh wow, I'm running out of time here. I only got 5 minutes left. Oh, told you this took a long time. But then you got this here. You got Ram. This is the actual album, remastered, the regular album. Then you got Ram bonus audio, which has different songs that are not on the regular album. Then you got the remastered mono album, so you got the album in stereo and in mono. And then you got something cool that's hard to find. This is the Thrillington disc. Thrillington is a pseudonym. Paul McCartney started calling himself Percy Thrillington. And it's an instrumental version by Paul of all the Ram songs. Got the whole album done like instrumentally. For those who don't know what Thrillington is. So this is really a jam-packed thing. I don't know if it's $200 worth. That's why I waited 2 years to get it down into the double digits. And, you know, lower double digits. Not 90 to, you know, lower. But, yeah. Where was I saying? I left off a little thing that I wanted to say. Getting back to this DVD thing where he talks about too many people and criticizing John in it, you know. And this is very cute. How Paul kind of like says, you know, John had written How Do You Sleep? No, Paul. John had not written How Do You Sleep, and you responded with this. It's the other way around. You made Too Many People first, and John's How Do You Sleep, that was a retort to what you did here. So they kind of like cleverly and cutely kind of like put it around in reverse. Well, John had written... No. And one last thing I got to say, and I really don't want this to turn into John and Paul feud, but hey, that's part of the history of the Ram time, right? It was kind of like a feud. Paul said, you know, John wrote How Do You Sleep? And, you know, I was going to say, I was going to write a response saying, quite well, thank you. But that's the whole point of it, isn't it? If you can sleep very well, Paul, quite well, that's why John asked, how do you sleep? How can you sleep so well? So, anyway... Alright, I went on to the feud thing. You can't help it. It's part of the Beatles' history, unfortunately, but hope you got a kick out of this. Wow, I went the whole 25 minutes on this practically, and as I said, there was a lot of stuff to show here, and I'm just glad. I'm up to date now with this series, except for the most recent one that had come out, the Wings Over America live album. I'll let you know the secret. I don't like live albums. Wings Over America is a good live album, but I haven't gone crazy getting the archives version of that yet. If I can find it for like 30 bucks or something, maybe I will. But I'm sure I'll complete it eventually. Okay, so power to the people.